You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White sports fans. Tomorrow, the 2021 NFL season resumes, where my Dallas Cowboys will be facing off against the GOAT, Tom Brady, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, when it comes to the GOAT quarterback of the NFL, there's almost no argument whatsoever that Tom Brady is the GOAT. Even Brady haters out there will acknowledge that he is the GOAT. Now, Shannon Sharpe, he's one of those. He has acknowledged that Tom Brady is the GOAT reluctantly, but with Tom Brady's body of work, it is undisputed. No pun intended, okay? Talking about the show. But however, today, man, Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless were talking about the Athletic. Now, the Athletic has ranked the 100 greatest NFL players of all time, regardless of position. And ladies and gentlemen, number one was Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., the greatest player in NFL history, according to the Athletic. Now, to me, I believe this is absolutely correct. Now, if you want to make a case for other players, LT, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, you can make a case. I mean, those guys have an argument as well. But I truly believe that number 12 in New England or in Tampa Bay now is the GOAT. And I've seen many, many great football players in my day. Okay. But they had a segment on Undisputed here. And the question was, do you agree that Tom Brady is the GOAT? Now, Skip Bayless agreed with that, but Shannon Sharpe said, no, I do not agree with this at all. Now, I must admit, though, he still had Tom Brady in his top 5 NFL players of all time. At number 1, he had Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice, all-time great. We know that. I mean, no wide receiver is even close to the numbers of Jerry Rice. And this is a passing era right now. And Jerry mostly played in a non-passing era. I mean, Jerry Rice had a season where he had, I believe it was 22 touchdowns in the season. That was insane. Completely insane. Jerry Rice, all-time great. Number 2, he had LT, Lawrence Taylor. And in number 3, he had Tom Brady. So I just want to give credit to Shannon Sharpe for that. But however, here is the hypocrisy. I remember back in the Super Bowl in 2017, right out here in Houston, Shannon Sharpe was actually singing a different tune. Now, Tom Brady is still playing right now, folks. Keep that in mind. Tom Brady's still playing. Jerry Rice, he's not active anymore. Has been active since 2004, if I'm not mistaken. Lawrence Taylor, he has been inactive in the NFL since 1993. But Shannon Sharpe now has been exposed. Shannon Sharpe just lied on TV today because check this out. Back in 2017, Shannon Sharpe said this on Undisputed, and it stuck with me. It resonated with me because he is known as a Tom Brady hater. But after that comeback against the Atlanta Falcons, Shannon Sharpe said this. Tom Brady proved he's the greatest football player to ever live. And I'm going to read this, okay? Because this is from 2017 here on Fox Sports. It says, Tom Brady led an impossible comeback against the Atlanta Falcons in the second half Sunday, resurrecting the Patriots after a disastrous first half to win a record 5th Super Bowl in overtime. This is when he won his 5th. The man's won 2 more since then. On Monday's episode of Undisputed, Shannon Sharpe, Chris Carter, and Skip Bayless debated how the Patriots' unbelievable victory and Brady's MVP performance affected his legacy. This is what Shannon Sharpe had to say. Quote, I said going into this game, win, lose, or draw, he's the greatest quarterback that's ever played. Because I'm not a one-game guy. I'm looking at his body of work. Joe Montana went to 4 Super Bowls in 16 years. Tom went to 7 in 17 years. Advantage Tom. Now, just for clarity now, since this article was written, Tom Brady has went to 3 more Super Bowls and won 2 of them. Think of that. Mind blowing. He's 44 and he's still going. But he goes on. He says Tom won 4, Joe won 4. He was a 3-time MVP in the Super Bowl. So was Tom. Now, with this one, he was actually a 4-time Super Bowl MVP, a record. And now we know he has 5 Super Bowl MVPs. Okay. Tom was a 2-time league MVP. So was Joe. Well, Tom also has added another league MVP since this Super Bowl. He says, now you start looking. Well, what about the division titles? What about the AFC championship games that Tom's appeared in? 24-9 in the playoffs going into that game. I believe Tom is like 33 victories now. But he says, so for me, he was already the greatest quarterback. But if I told you this also, if he wins this game and he's the MVP, he passes Jerry Rice. He passes Lawrence Taylor. And a lot of people say Jim Brown. Tom Brady is the greatest football player in the 97-year history of the NFL. There's nothing else to debate. Nobody can argue this. The fashion in which he did it and the body of his work, his resume is extensive. 14 division titles, 2 league MVPs, 5,000-yard passing season, 5 Super Bowls, 4 times he was a Super Bowl MVP. In the past 2, the way he's come back in dramatic fashion. That is what Shannon Sharpe said. He was the greatest player in the 97-year history of the NFL. And he said, if he wins this game, he's the MVP, he passes Jerry Rice, he passes Lawrence Taylor. Now, Shannon Sharpe is singing a different tune today. When Tom Brady, since then, has won 2 more Super Bowls, another league MVP, another Super Bowl MVP, he went from 5 Super Bowls to 7 Super Bowls. But now, Shannon Sharpe has dropped Tom Brady from number 1 down to number 3. I mean, did Shannon Sharpe not think we would actually do the research and look it up? Because I remember I didn't even have to look very far, because when Shannon Sharpe said that, it just resonated with me. Wow. He just actually said that Tom Brady is not just the greatest quarterback, the greatest football player ever. But now in Undisputed, he flip-flops and says that Lawrence Taylor's better and Jerry Rice is better, when those two haven't been able to add to their resume. But yet Tom Brady, since 2017, has dramatically added to his resume. Think of that, guys. Shannon Sharpe has just been exposed as a fraud. And I did it myself. Something is up with that show. It really is. Maybe they say things just for shock value. Because maybe they knew that Skip Bayless was going to say, yeah, Brady's the GOAT. But maybe for this case right here on this episode, Shannon Sharpe has to say, oh no, I have to disagree with Skip. So I'm going to contradict myself and make myself look like a fool and say, no, Tom Brady's number 3, but I had him number 1. And the 2 guys I actually had him above, now I'm going to rank them higher for this debate. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, Shannon Sharpe exposed by yours truly for being a hypocrite and a flip-flopper when he said the complete opposite in 2017. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.